I'm live for the final holiday bake. Live for the final holiday bake. Live for the final holiday bake. I hope everybody had a great day yesterday. Hope everyone's had a happy holiday season. Whatever you celebrate, if you celebrate anything, if you don't celebrate anything. If you're looking forward to New Year's like I am, I love New Year's. It's my second favorite holiday after Halloween, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. Hi. I am going to be watching, even though technically, Christmas is over, I'm going to be watching the final holiday movie, which is The Holiday Calendar on Netflix. That's what I'm going to be watching, The Holiday Calendar on Netflix with Kat Graham. I think that's her name. I already have it queued up, so... And I don't want to exit out because if I exit out, Netflix is going to autoplay. Does anyone else find Netflix's autoplay so fucking annoying? That shit starts like that. Like, please. Oh, okay. Yeah, The Holiday Calendar. That's what I'm going to watch. I think it's Kat Graham and Quincy. Diddy's son. Well, I'll be sure son. Hi, LaKenya. Hi, Lionel. Hi, Writer101. You have a hangover? Oh, hi, Ori. What's up? How have the holidays been treating you? Go see my hair. It's coming along. Netflix autoplay is truly the definition of fucking obnoxious. It literally be on for like a tenth of a second, like half a second, and it's already playing. And then I have the nerve to utter like it has a delay if you try to like exit out and put something else. Be like, bro, I'm just flipping through. Like I'm not actually trying to watch it. Anyways, hi Mar. Happy holidays. Hi Chariot Man Gaming. So like I said, I'm going to be watching The Holiday Calendar on Netflix. So anybody that wants to watch with me can feel free to watch along. This is going to be the last live stream of the year. Woo! Last live stream. So for anybody that... And like this one's on Netflix. So yeah. Netflix prices do keep going up. I guess the prices of everything are going up. Inflation. Happy holidays. The only thing I want to keep Netflix because like I'm watching Arcane right now, which I'm really liking. And I'm watching like a couple other things, but the price of Netflix is definitely going up, which is not cool. Yes, with Kat Graham and Quincy Brown, I think. I just always be like, Quincy, Diddy's son, Quincy. I'll be sure, son. I never saw this. It was on the list. Hi, Marcus. Hi, Paris. I'm going to be watching The Holiday Calendar on Netflix, Paris. I have not started yet. The Holiday Calendar on Netflix. I've never seen it. That's what I'm going to be watching. Last live stream. Yeah, still love Netflix. It's better than Hulu. I hate Hulu. I have like a personal vendetta against Hulu. Even though I have Hulu for free because I have Sprint, but it's still so terrible. Like the only thing I like about Hulu is that I feel like Hulu gets more of like the independent like movies, but their user interface is so bad. It's so hard to use. Oh, by the way, I have the heater on, so you guys might hear that. It's a little bit chilly in here. Oh, and I hear a siren outside. Oh, you liked it? I haven't seen it. It'll be my first time, Mar. Happy holidays, Paris. Hi, Davey. Happy holidays. Is Arcane good? I started it but can't find the time to finish. I really like Arcane. I know it's like a 9-part series. I'm 6 episodes in, so I have the last 3 to go. I've never played League of Legends or anything like that. But I like it a lot. Like, I've been really, really, really enjoying it. I think the world building is really, really good. And I like the character. Well, I like the characters. I don't like all the characters, but I like the characters in the sense of they're very well fleshed out, and, you know, you understand their motivations, and I really like the character design. I don't like all the characters personally, but hi Alexandra, I'm gonna be watching The Holiday Calendar on Netflix. I have not started yet, but that's what I'm gonna be watching. Oh, you seen it, Mar? I like this movie. It was cute, and I love Cat. Oh, LaKenya, you seen it too? I've seen this movie a few times. It's a cute little movie. Yeah, I've never seen it. It'll be my first time. Hi, Alexandria. There you are. Hi, Lisa. Arcane is almost indisputably the dopest animated story of 2021. Yeah, I really like it too, or I like it a lot. Shit, the dopest animated story since Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, I really like it a lot. Arcane's been doing it for me. This is a good movie. Oh, Quincy, he's adorable. Hi, Rico. Hi, Jeff. You're going to love the last 3 episodes. Yeah, I have 3 episodes left. I'm probably going to finish them today. Hi, Social Purgatory. Nisha was asking for recommendations in Discord, and I recommended Arcane. She was asking for stuff that came out like recently, and I was like, well, I've been watching Arcane. I've been really liking it. Arcane was great, and I'm not familiar with League. Hulu has all the best anime. I've also been watching Cowboy Bebop on Netflix too. The original Cowboy Bebop, not the new one that's already canceled after only 1 season. I've been going back and forth between Cowboy Bebop and Arcane on Netflix. I haven't decided if I'm going to watch the John Cho one yet. Like, should I watch it? I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. Should I watch it, like, just because? Especially because I'm watching the original. Should I watch it, like, just because? Just to make the cipher complete? They don't know who won yet. I was just talking to my mom. Hello, So Epic Games. They don't know who won yet. So the Kenya, I was talking to my mom yesterday, and my mom was telling me how it was like all this, not problems, but so they ended up canceling. The Holiday Calendar is on Netflix, Alexandra. I'm gonna watch it on Netflix. I haven't started yet, but I'm gonna watch it on Netflix. It's called The Holiday Calendar with Kat Graham and Quincy Brown. So they ended up canceling having people over because of Omicron. So what they decided to do instead, so what all the family members decided to do instead was to film video of all the holiday decorations. And they picked one family member who lives in Pittsburgh. They picked one family member to be like an impartial judge. And they said, because like she's never been to like any of our houses, like she doesn't know what anybody's house looks like, so they were going to do videos. Since people weren't going to come over, they were going to do videos and like send all the videos to the impartial judge. But then my mom was like, it was all this, like, people couldn't figure out how to like attach their video, like especially like the older people couldn't figure out how to attach their videos. Some people had Androids, some people had iPhones. People was trying to send videos. The videos was like so tiny, because when you try to send a video iPhone to Android, it's like so tiny and like blurry, you can't see anything. And I think Android to iPhone too is like blurry. So then they like couldn't text the videos, so then they was trying to like attach the videos to email. It turned to like this big old thing. So now they're trying to like figure out who's gonna be the winner. I don't know how they're gonna decide who the winner is, especially if it's like blurry videos that you can't even see anything. So I don't know, it might be postponed, or they might decide somebody won. I don't know what they're gonna do. Because yeah, they all decided not to have people over. Don't watch the John Cho, Davey. If you want to be royally disappointed, then yeah, you could watch it just because. Yeah, Savannah, I'm watching. Hi, Savannah. Happy holidays. I'm watching the holiday. I haven't started yet. I have not started yet. But I'm going to be watching the Holiday Calendar. It's on Netflix. I'm going to be watching it on Netflix. So if anybody wants to watch along, I'm going to be watching it on Netflix. I'm probably going to start in a couple of minutes. The Holiday Calendar with Kat Graham. I've never seen it. It'll be my first time. Oh, if they have it on Hulu too, Ori? Yeah, I've been watching it on Netflix. I've been watching the original Cowboy Bebop on Hulu just as a refresher since it's such a classic. I'm debating if I'm going to bother with the live action after, given everyone's got the same criticisms. Right, that's exactly how I feel too. I'm watching the original Cowboy Bebop on Netflix right now. And I'm considering, I just like started at the beginning and I'm going through the whole thing. And so I'm considering watching the John Cho version when I finish because I am watching the original right now. And I'm watching it on Netflix and the John Cho version's on Netflix. So I kind of feel like maybe I should watch it just to make the cipher complete. But I don't know. So yeah, I'm alternating between Cowboy Bebop and Arcane. But I'm about to finish Arcane. I'm probably going to finish Arcane today, the last 3 episodes. Yeah, they have that New Year's movie. Isn't it called New Year's Eve? Or Happy New Year or something like that? It's like one of them ensemble movies. Y'all know the movies. Like Love Actually and stuff. I can't remember who was in it. Happy Kwanzaa! Hello! For real, Cowboy Bebop was a great anime and it had one of the best soundtracks. I saw the new Matrix movie this morning wishing I had listened to my friends. I saw that trash yesterday. I'm also probably going to watch the original Matrix today just to cleanse my palate from that fucking garbage-ass movie. I mean, I knew the movie was going to be some trash. I really didn't have any expectations. But you guys know the original Matrix is like one of my favorite movies. If not my favorite of all time movie. I don't like to like pick all-time favorites. Excuse me, especially not movies. Because I've seen so many movies and I love a lot of movies for different reasons. But if somebody said like, what's your all-time favorite movie? Like, you're going to be stuck on a desert island and you can only have one movie ever for the rest of your life. What do you pick? I would most likely pick The Matrix. And to me, like, The Matrix is just like a standalone film, to be honest with you. Because I haven't really cared for I didn't really like 2 all that much. I didn't really like 3. I really didn't like 3 at all. And this one, so I already didn't have no high hopes because I already wasn't feeling really any of them except the first one. And I mean, the second one was like okay, but the third one I really didn't like. And this one was just like, it was hot garbage. It was hot garbage water in the back of the fucking trash truck on a hot New York City day in July. How about you die? How about that? How about you kill yourself? How about that? Ed, how about that? It was so terrible. It was so terrible. It was so terrible. It was really terrible. I was like legit offended. Like, I thought the cast, so I think it would have been a little bit, well, maybe not. I don't know. I think it could have been better, but the cast was like really, really bad for me. Like, the cast was like egregiously bad. Whoever did the casting needs to be fucking fired. And I also felt like the action was terrible. Like how you put bad action in a Matrix movie. It was like so much cuts, like so much cutting and like shaky camera movement to try to like distract you from the fact that like nothing's happening. They're not really fighting. Like the fight scenes and like the fight choreography was like so terrible. Like the fight scenes and the fight choreography were like not good. And just the cast was so terrible and so unmemorable. Like, the person I was watching it with kept saying, like, bro, I feel like I'm watching a CW movie. Like, who are these people? Like, I was like, I feel like I'm watching a fucking Amazon Prime. I feel like I'm watching a fucking Amazon Prime cast full of fucking up-and-coming fucking 19-year-olds trying to break into the fucking industry. Like, what the fuck am I watching? The girl, the girl with the blue hair, the ship captain, I couldn't even understand anything she was saying. She had this like horrible accent. And I was just like, why do they have these accents? Like, what is the explanation as for like why they have these accents? It's supposed to be like thousands of years after like the fall of fucking humanity. Why do they have these accents? Like, where are these accents coming from? Like, why is she talking with a British accent? Like, I don't think the British monarchy is around. Like, what's going on? I cannot understand her. The white dude had like a country accent. I was like, what is happening? And they were like so unmemorable. Like, her crew. Like, I can't even remember none of their names. They even have names? Like, and what the hell was on that white girl's head? It was like some cornrows with like safety pins and paper clips, and they had her like her fake baby hair like slicked down in the front. I was like, what's on this girl's head? What are they doing? What's happening? They were so boring. We didn't get no backstory. We don't know if these people are unplugged, if they were born in the real world. We don't know how they got there. We don't know nothing. Like, I didn't know what was going. I was like, what is going on? It was like a joke. It was like a parody. It was like a parody. Like, it was literally like a parody. It was literally like a Wayans Brothers parody movie. That was really how I felt. So, and the casting, like, the whole cast sucked. The whole cast. Like, I seen somebody bring up Yaya. Yaya was not bad, per se. To be honest with you, Yaya was barely in the movie. Yaya was barely in the movie. Carrie-Anne Moss was barely in the movie. Hey, look, David just said Trinity was barely in it. Yaya was barely in the movie, and Carrie-Anne Moss was barely in the movie. I'm going to go ahead and say spoilers for anybody that, like, y'all know spoilers, but I'm going to say some stuff. Spoilers. Okay, so Yaya's barely in the movie because, you know, Morpheus got killed. Like, they all died, basically, at the end of the third one. And this is like a machine version of him, like a programming. Yaya's like a programming version of him. And he's like barely in the movie. He's like not in the movie a lot at all. Like, he's the beginning of the movie, but he's not, he doesn't really say or do anything. He doesn't have a lot of lines, he doesn't have a lot of dialogue, he doesn't really have a personality. He's just like a machine. He's like, yeah, he's like a code version of Morpheus. And for the majority of the movie, when they show him, it's like this CG. It's like this CG version of him is like nanobots or something like that. Because like for all the parts of the movie that take place in the real world, he's like a hologram, sort of. Because he's like a program. Like, he's not a real person. So it's not even a ton of Yaya. Like, they try to make it seem like Yaya, Carrie-Anne Moss, and fucking Keanu Reeves are like the main characters of the movie, but like low key they're kind of not. Like, there's hardly any Yaya, there's hardly any Carrie-Anne Moss, and they don't let Keanu Reeves do anything. Like, Keanu Reeves doesn't even barely fight in the movie. He just be like whoosh whoosh whoosh, using his powers that they rely so heavily on CG. Like, it's wild. Like, he barely even fights. He just like uses his powers for everything. And I know Keanu Reeves can still fight because like we've all seen him like continue fighting in John Wick. So, like, it really seemed like a vehicle to, like, introduce these, like, other characters, these, like, younger people, which I felt like the movie was, like, low-key ageist in that way, because, like, the whole crew and, like, all the new characters that they introduced are, like, all young. So, it kind of just seemed, it was giving reboot in a lot of ways. Like, it was giving, like, reboot, as if they're trying to, like, reboot it for, like, a younger generation. And, like, if they keep doing the movies, they're gonna, like, write out Neo, write out Morpheus, write out Trinity, write all of them out. And they're gonna have this new crew, from the CW, being, like, the new main characters. These people that I don't know who the fuck any of them are, and none of them are very good actors, and none of them are very charismatic, and none of them can really fight. The fight choreography was terrible, but there's, like, a couple black people, an Asian girl. It was giving very much, like, diversity, but the movie was bad. The movie was terrible. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was so terrible. I'm reading some of these comments. I'm going to start because I haven't started yet. The holiday calendar. It was really bad. It was, Davey, it was abysmal. It was abysmal is a great fucking word. It was abysmal. Well, congratulations, Alexandra. It was really bad, Savannah. It was, like, real bad. The new Matrix was garbage. I used to watch Matrix all the time. It came on TNT almost every weekend. After Resurrections, I'm all the more convinced the Wachowskis stole the original script from the black woman. That's why all the rest stuck in comparison. I kind of believe that too, to be honest. What's her name? Sonia? She had like a short story called like The Eye, and she said that they like stole the elements of the first Matrix from her. I believe that, because none of the other movies have done it for me. Should have ended it after the second. The third was already bad enough. Let's be real. Lawrence Fishburne and Keanu made those movies. Yaya was like a caricature of Lawrence Fishburne. The whole movie was like a caricature. Like, the movie was literally like a parody. Like I said, like if the Wayans brothers did like a joke version of The Matrix, like, you know how they do their parody movies? That was how I felt watching it. Trinity was barely in it. They should have did an HBO series or something, because all the characters were so disposable. Yes, literally disposable. I was like, who the fuck are these people? And I'm really offended by the fucking dry ass actor that they had playing Agent Smith. I was like, who the fuck is this? Who is this man? What is Neil Patrick Harris doing here as a wisecracking therapist? What the fuck is going on? Anyways. A series would have fleshed them out better. Right, yeah, that Neo design is like a back door to unplug himself. Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time with the movie. Lots of AI for all the actors. Yes, there was like so much CG. Man, that movie sucked. The new cast was boring and not believable at all. The plot was all over the place. Yes, Rico. And it was like everybody was just trying to look cool. But like nobody looked fucking cool. Like y'all all look whack. None of you look cool. Y'all don't look cool. You look stupid. Hi, Marcy. Yaya was Jarvis from Iron Man the whole movie. Like, seriously, I definitely believe they stole the script from that first movie. That's why they can't recapture the magic in any of the sequels. It wasn't theirs to begin with. I'm glad I'm not wasting my time to see it. Look, Davey, I just got to your comment. They had Neil Patrick Harris as the new architect making jokes. I was like, hold up. Yes, I was like, what the fuck is Neil Patrick Harris doing here making jokes? The whole movie was a fucking joke. Like, I don't know how else to say it, except like, it was literally like a parody movie. It was literally like a parody movie. Like, literally. It was literally like a fucking parody. I was like, what the fuck is Neil Patrick Harris doing here making cracking jokes? Like, is The Matrix a fucking comedy now? Like, what the fuck am I watching? It was really giving CW. It was really giving made-for-TV movie, Lisa. Another case of they should have just left it alone and made something new that was influenced by The Matrix. Same thing with that new Scream movie that's coming out. Just let the series die. It's over with. Hi, the Black announcement. Yeah, it really felt like a wasted project. Oh, hi, Brooke. I haven't started yet. I'm gonna be watching The Holiday Calendar on Netflix. I'm gonna start in a second. I haven't enjoyed any movie in a while. They're all trash. I totally agree. Like, that's why I haven't reviewed a movie in so long, because like every single movie I've seen has been terrible. I think the last movie that I reviewed was Respect. That was the last movie that I liked. New Matrix took me 3 days to watch because I kept falling asleep. It was SNL Presents The Matrix. Hugo Weaving did not play the best villain in the whole franchise for him to be played out like this. Someone said the actor playing Mr. Smith reminded them more of the Terminator. You know, I was thinking that too, Brooke, while watching. I was like, this is actually kind of reminding me of some of those like newer, shitty Terminator movies that they also made. To be honest, TV has been killing movies in terms of quality recently. I was definitely offended by the casting, Davey. Hi, Eliza. I didn't see the new Matrix, but I saw the new Spider-Man movie. I haven't seen any of those. Like, if you were going to do him like that, just leave him out. Okay. I'm about to start The Holiday Calendar. I haven't seen the King Richard. I'm going to watch it, but I haven't seen it. I actually heard that one was good, but I have not yet watched it. But I have HBO Max, so, but I haven't watched it. The last movies that I saw before The Matrix, I seen Dune. which was 3 hours of nothing. It was literally 3 hours of great gowns, beautiful gowns. Literally 3 hours of great set design and costumes. I saw No Time to Die, which was, no, The Matrix is not worth going to the theaters for. The Matrix is not even worth watching at home on your couch. It was shit. It was terrible. It was worse than garbage. It was dog shit. It was dog shit that the dog ate and shitted again. I seen No Time to Die, which was 3 hours of Daniel Craig chasing after this mediocre white woman. The white woman was the bad guy in fucking Mission Impossible too. So Mission Impossible also, the one with Paula Patton, and Paula Patton killed her ass too. So I was just like, I'm not even buying this bitch in this like amazing, you know, she's some amazing ass bitch. Like, that's the bitch that Paula Patton killed in Mission Impossible. Like, fuck you, French girl. And I can't even think of what else I seen. I saw something else. But I just been so unimpressed with everything. Like, everything has been trash. Nothing has been good. They even brought back the Merovingian, had him looking homeless to showcase he was a discarded program. Like, what? Bro, Davey, have you ever seen The Rundown with The Rock and Rosario Dawson and fucking Stifler from American Pie? The part in The Rundown in the end where the fucking Scottish dude has the bagpipes and he's like playing the bagpipes and he's like, and he's just like talking and he can't understand shit he's saying. That is what was flashing through my mind. The scene with the Merovingian as like a homeless man or whatever. I was just like, what the fuck is this scene? Like, it literally felt like a fucking parody, like a joke. I was laughing. I was like, they can't be serious. They can't be serious. They can't be fucking serious. I was like, nah, they can't be serious with this. He might as well just pull out the bagpipes. Because I don't know what the fuck's going on. And like the sound, I felt like the sound mixing was off. It was like so hard to understand anything anyone was saying. Which has been like a problem with films recently. I'm going to start the holiday calendar. I'm going to start now. So I'm going to keep reading this, but I'm going to start now. So for anybody that wants to watch, I'm watching the holiday calendar on Netflix and I'm going to start now. So I just started. I'm not watching Look Up because I'm tired. I'm boycotting Jennifer Lawrence for the rest of my life. So I'm not going to watch that, Savannah. And they had so much talk in this new Matrix, explained so much because it was confusing. Like, how did Neo get put back in the Matrix in the first place? He was resurrected. Because remember at the end of the third one, they all got killed. The machines apparently resurrected Neo. And they resurrected Trinity. And now they're using the power of their love to fucking power the system. Because they caused the old system. They caused the last system to crash. So they resurrected them, and they have them in their own separate pods, him and Trinity, and they put them back in the system, and they have them sort of in each other's orbit, but they're living these fake lives, and like the power of their love, and like they're pining and they're yearning for each other, and like the energy that shit creates, and the energy that type of shit creates is what's powering the new fucking system. Literally on some Scott earned the power of love. Like, the whole crux of the third act is like, we have to wake Trinity up and remind her that she's in love with me type shit. And then once she like remembers that they're in love, they touch hands and the power of love causes the room to explode. Scott earned the power of self-respect. I was just like, what am I watching? What am I watching? What am I watching? Oh, there go Cat right there. Photographer. Oh, there go Quincy. I got some red splotches. What's up with these red splotches? Oh, he's a backpacker. Oh, he's a travel vlogger. Nah, I'm looking at the photos though. Don't let me interrupt you not doing your job. What is this red shit? I guess I'm gonna just leave it. Great gowns back in action. Say Seren Dune was so long and for what? The Merovingian's whole narrative was that he was a code. They knew how to survive every time the Matrix got rebooted, so why bring him back at all? I don't want to watch Dune. I heard it was long and slow. Hi, Energy Witch. I literally felt like it was 3 hours of nothing. It was 3 hours of great gowns, beautiful gowns. Great gowns of, whoops. Sorry. Great gowns. 3 hours of great set design and costuming. And special effects. And Timothy Chalamet cheekbones. And him glowing. His eyebrows. Like, okay, we get it. You're supposed to be some type of heartthrob or something. We fucking got it, Timothy. And I think I got his ass playing Willy Wonka. Why? I don't know. Did we need a Willy Wonka prequel? Probably not. No, it feeds my belly. I didn't, LaKenya. I didn't. The black announcement. No, I had no desire to watch the new Halloween. Like, watch it for what? Dune was so boring. I swear people will hype up anything. Ori, sorry, I love Dune so much. Is anyone watching this on Netflix? Do you guys have some red, like a red flashing on the borders? Or is that just me? What is that? Do I need to restart? I mean, I'm not going to restart. It's not affecting the movie, but does anybody else have that? It's like red flashing. Does that mean something? Nope. What's wrong with what she has on? She has on like a cute little skirt and a sweater. Sorry, I love Dune so much. I have so much more appreciation for what... I don't know how to pronounce this man's name. Villeneuve? Dennis. For what Dennis is doing in this movie in the upcoming part 2 after gaining a greater understanding of the world and the source material. I have the damn book, and I didn't like the book either. It's a slog. Like, it's just not for me. Like... God damn it. I don't know why my shit keeps falling. There we go. I thought the book was a slog. The movie was a slog. Villeneuve. Okay. Denis Villeneuve. Who's the grandpa? He looks familiar. I thought the book Dune was such a fucking slog. I was just like, bro... I don't know how many of you guys have ever seen the movie Funny Farm with Chevy Chase. That's like one of my favorite movies. There's like a part in the movie where she's like, it's a flashback, it's a flash forward, and here it's a flash sideways. That was how I felt reading Dune. I was just like, all these flashbacks, flash forwards, flash sideways. I'm getting like 18 different perspectives at once. I'm getting everybody's point of view. It's like Stephen King, The Dome, where literally everyone has a perspective. Even the squirrel outside the main character's house on the branch, we're getting his perspective. We're getting everybody's perspective all at once. It's not for me. It was really a slog for me. I really struggled. And I'm a reader. Because people were like, oh, it's like Lord of the Rings. And I love Lord of the Rings. I'm like Lord of the Rings stan, fanatic. Like I read all Lord of the Rings books in middle school. Like I like dragged them books around everywhere. And people were like, "Oh, if you like Lord of the Rings, you'll probably like Dune." No, that didn't occur. That didn't occur. I was like, this shit is nothing like Lord of the Rings. What are y'all talking about? Ooh. So secretive. I've been enjoying series more. I liked Midnight Mass. Dune is hardcore, scratching the space opera itch I've had ever since Disney shook all the fizz out of Star Wars. Hi, Jaren! The Matrix irritated me. Wasn't it terrible? Terrible! An antique advent calendar. The love BS sounds exactly like some crap Lana would come up with. The exact same thing happened in that Jupiter Ascending trash I wish I could unwatch. That's how I feel about that Matrix movie. I wish I could unwatch it. Like, I so wish I could unwatch it. I wish I could, like, flash myself like fucking Men in Black and just, like, erase it from my memory. The actress who plays Trinity, it seemed like she did not want to be there. Her acting was stiff. I totally agree, Brooke. It didn't work. They love these small, picturesque towns. Yes, black people getting pigs done. That description was accurate. I'm ready for 2022. Are you ready? Just so you guys know, I didn't stop it even though I have this red flash and shit. I don't know what it is, but it's not messing with my movie. I'm at about the 9:20 mark. Hi, Daniel. Thank you. Hope you had a great holiday season, too. Hi, Uppity Unicorn. Thank you. I'm so tired of these movies using Zendaya to market, and then you go watch them, and she does absolutely nothing in them. She was definitely barely in the damn movie. They hype Zendaya up in those Spider-Man movies, too, and she does nothing in them. Dune did the same thing. Yes, they have him playing Willy Wonka child in a prequel. He's playing young Willy Wonka. The new Halloween was so horrible. You're probably sick of this question. Did you watch the new Spider-Man? I have not seen any Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland. 0. This is the third one, right? I'm 0 for 3. I have seen none of them. I'm not interested in them, so I don't watch them. I wish I had a clip. I could clip this back. Oh, she wants to open a gallery. Oh, she wants like an art space. It's a nice idea. Denis Villeneuve. Are you over the Spider-Man No Way Home hype? People acting like it's better than The Godfather. I did see that Tom Holland and Martin Scorsese have some little beef going. I haven't seen any of those movies, so who? I'll be sure, Brooke. I don't really feel like I can I don't have an opinion on the new Spider-Man movies because I haven't seen any of them. But I do think that people need to stop attacking people that don't like these Marvel movies. Like you're allowed not to like them. You're allowed not to like them. And people act like you're not allowed to like them. And they act like just because you don't like something, like you're hating. It's like, people are allowed not to like them. They're allowed. It's fine. It's okay. Because I know Martin Scorsese has said something about how he doesn't like them very much. Yeah, he has said something about how he doesn't like them very much. Because if you like movies, everybody asks, just like how you guys, not that there's anything wrong with that, but everybody asks, like, what do you think of this new Spider-Man movies? Like, have you seen them? And so if you're gonna ask, you have to be prepared for the answer. Some people are gonna be like, no, I haven't seen them, I don't like them very much. And so Martin Scorsese has said, like, he doesn't care for them, he doesn't like them very much. And Tom Holland has said something like, it was something like, I've been in Spider-Man movies, or like, I've been in blockbuster movies, and I've been in Oscar contenders, and the only difference, he was like, they're all movies, they're all the same, like, the only difference is some of the movies are more expensive to make, something like that. And I did see that, and I did have an opinion on that, because I did want to be like, look here, Tom Holland. No shade on you, but every movie you've been in that has not been Spider-Man has been a flop. So let's not act like Spider-Man is not your bread and butter, because it is. Let's not act like you're some great actor, because you're not. Even your award contender, Oscar contender movies, you didn't win. You didn't win anything. And none of those movies have done well financially either. Like, you're not some critical darling. Like, people know you as Spider-Man. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But, like, let's not pretend that you have been in Godfather quality films, young sir. That's not. Yes, that is what he said. Martin Scorsese said they're like a theme park. Which, that's not an insult. I love theme parks. People love theme parks. Like, they're family-friendly fun. Like, it's fun for the whole family. That is what these movies are. That's what they're trying to be. So, it's not an insult to say that. Like, people get so insulted unless you're not, like, gushing over how amazing these movies are. Like, it's weird to me, like, how insulted people feel. Now they talk about some, Martin Scorsese is old and irrelevant. Okay. I don't think he cares. That is kind of the thing about old people. They don't give a fuck if you think they're fucking relevant. They don't give a fuck. Like, Godfather is firmly in the fucking cinema canon. Like, again, nobody gives a fuck about you, Tom Holland, outside of fucking you playing Peter Parker. Like, just own that. Own it. Oh shit. Shit, lighten up. And I feel like Tom's moment kind of came and went, and now they pushing Timothy. They using Zendaya for promotion, but she was non-existent in the movie. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, the book is dense as fuck. It's a specific taste, and probably an acquired one too. What's this sweater that Gramps got on? Day one. Oh, it's open. It opened up because it's day one of the calendar. She got a nice place. Oh, really, Energy Witch? I honestly can't enjoy anything focused on outer space if there's no cool monster like Alien or Predator. I'm a creature feature person. I thought Dune was well acted and well made, but just left you with nothing. I'm at about 16 minutes. Lord of the Rings was actually entertaining. Bye, Lionel. I couldn't watch Jupiter Ascending. The new Halloween sucked. Zendaya's Chani is going to replace Rebecca Ferguson's Lady Jessica as the lead female role in Dune Part 2. The only reason why I saw Dune was because I like Rebecca Ferguson. And she was fine as Lady Jessica. She was fine. Every time I see Quincy, I look at Quincy, I just see his dad. Woo, doppelganger. I haven't seen a Spider-Man since Toby. Tom Holland and Martin beefing. Little Tom Holland gonna call Scorsese out. Ha ha. He looks so much like I'll Be Sure as wild. He called Marvel movies theme park movies, which I thought was a smart comparison. Yeah, it's not insulting. I can't wait to see the Batman in March. I don't care about anything else right now. I'm excited for the Batman. I don't like the Marvel movies. I have an opinion. Everyone likes different movies. Yeah, like, who's hyped for Uncharted? No one. I know some people that play Uncharted and they're pissed. Like, they are furious. Like, I was surprised. Like vitriolic. Like, they are not fucking feeling it. That's what I'm saying. Like, Tom Holland is not some box office draw outside of Spider-Man. Like, he's just not. Like, they're trying to make him into something he's not. And he's obviously feeling himself like he's something that he's not. Why this little kid got a mustache? I only follow Tom because he's playing Spider-Man. Tom is delusional. I'm not about to watch 27 Marvel movies. I don't care. Yeah, that's how I feel too, Paris. You know, the interconnected universe is their thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But, like, the flip side of that is those of us that don't want to feel forced to watch numerous movies, we kind of had to tap out, you know, a few years ago. Like, the last fucking MCU movie that I tried to see was the third Thor movie, and I don't know what the hell was going on. So, I'm done. He's not wrong. It is like a theme park. It's true. The last movie I saw Tom Holland in that wasn't Marvel was that horrible Netflix movie about white country people, and everyone in the movie was either Australian or British. I heard the past Spider-Man saved the movie. Old and irrelevant. Now that's disrespectful. Tom Holland is okay as Spider-Man. I just miss Tobey, and the story just isn't as interesting. Oh, he got her some boots. That's what makes them cool. The duct tape. There's a big reason that people who like the other Spider-Man movies might enjoy this one, but it would be a spoiler to go into too much detail. The whole Disney machine is just processed junk food, ready-made for the masses. All these Marvel movies post Iron Man have been mediocre. Hi, Black Caliber. I didn't see that, Carmen, House of Gucci. My friend saw it, and she said that it was also like a parody. She was like, Leto, who are like, I'm Italian, to describe the acting in the movie. But in the movie was just like so over the top. Like, she was like, and then you have Adam Driver, who's just like there doing his like serious Adam Driver thing. I didn't see it. And a happy new year. And a happy new year. Oh, did it open again? Oh yeah, day 2. A tree. Tobey Maguire was the embodiment of Peter Parker. I can only watch Marvel movies once, usually. All the Captain America movies were classics, for real. I didn't like any of them. I thought they were all terribly boring. I just saw some of the new Spider-Man yesterday, bootleg website. It's alright, pretty hilarious. I seen an interview where Tobey Maguire went off on the paparazzi for invading his space. Buddy is hilarious. Thor 3 was a mess. The only people are into Tom Holland Spider-Man movies is because it all ties into the Avenger movies. Everybody loves them Avengers. That's Marvel's main moneymaker. Yeah, and I've only seen the first Avengers movie, and I hated it so much. I walked out of the theater. It was not for me. I saw Avengers, Civil War, Black Panther, and like the first Captain America. That's it. 3 different actors of Spider-Man, but I know Tobey as Spider-Man. Thor was like a Three Stooges movie. Thor falling and being goofy. Thor 3. Even MCU fans don't recognize Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Tobey is the GOAT. No thanks. Doctor Strange is a dub. It's a no from me, dog. The MCU movies and series are a lot. Like, you have to be a fan to actually... Oh, no! Oh, my God. Somebody's fucking Christmas tree fell off their car. That is so scary. That's like some Final Destination shit. You obviously didn't fucking tie it down properly. You tried to kill me. Sorry. The MCU movies and series are a lot. Like, you have to be a fan of the comics to actually want to sit down and look at them. I want the movies and a few of the series, and that's all I can handle. I'm sorry, but I'm tired of them trying to make Lady Gaga a movie star. She doesn't do it for me. Your favorite Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield, Marcy? Eliza, too? I love Andrew Spider-Man. They want Gaga to have her share moment with the Best Actress Oscar in the 80s, I feel. Definitely. I didn't like him. I felt this dude on the screen kind of looks like Andrew Garfield head and haircut. I always felt like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was like trying to be too cool all the time. I don't know how to describe it. I don't have an opinion on Tom Holland's Spider-Man, so obviously that makes my favorite Spider-Man Tobey also. Hi, Max Data. I really got into the last 2 Avengers movies because Thanos came and rocked their world. Right, exactly. Andrew was a bit too cool for me as Peter. Exactly, that's how I felt too. A nutcracker. Almost ran over a fucking Christmas tree. It's weird. I don't know what it is. Movies recently have felt empty. There's no heart or energy. Movies now feel lifeless. I totally agree. I agree. I agree. Yeah, the underdog element of Andrew's Peter was completely lost, in my opinion. That's like a huge aspect of the character. Yeah, I agree with being too cool, but he was entertaining. I mean, it's entertaining. I mean, I guess in the sense of like movies are entertainment, so they're supposed to be entertaining, but that's like, you know, that's like if Batman was like fucking cracking jokes and like a fucking comedian. Like, sure, it'd be entertaining, but like that's not fucking Batman. Batman is a psychotic, manic depressive, okay? Like, I'm not going to watch Batman to like necessarily be fucking entertained. Are you not entertained? Like, it's not what I'm there for. So I'm like a Spider-Man purist. Like, I really wasn't feeling Andrew Garfield's like too cool for school Spider-Man interpretation. It didn't do it for me. Spider-Man is like a miserable orphan. I mean, like he is. Well, Peter Parker, not Spider-Man, but Peter Parker. Because now we have, like, Miles in the mainstream canon, so. I feel like people treat Tobey's Spider-Man like they did George Clooney's Batman. They act like they're horrible movies, but they're actually really good. Totally disagree. Who are you talking about? What people are you talking about? Spider-Man. See, this is another thing. I feel like this is another reason why it's like become hard for me to like watch and discuss movies, because like I'm gonna assume, Brooke, when you say that, you're talking about like random people on Twitter or something like that, right? I don't give a fuck what random people on Twitter have to say. I know that like sounds weird because you'd be like, what do you mean? Like, I'm just gonna continue to use the phrase like cinema canon, right? In terms of like cinema canon and like film history and like the history of like superhero movies and like where they are right now, Spider-Man 1 and 2 are seen as like groundbreaking, amazing films. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 1 and 2. People on Twitter or like wherever can fucking say, they can literally say whatever they want. They can literally say whatever they want about like the movies being bad or horrible. Like that could be a joke, it could be a meme. They could say whatever they want. In terms of like the actual like critical cinema canon and like film history and the way that we like think about movies, like people that are like serious cinephiles, Spider-Man 1 and especially Spider-Man 2, especially Spider-Man 2, are really considered, like they're considered some of the best superhero movies ever. And they're considered like groundbreaking. Like you have Spider-Man 1 and 2, you have Blade with Wesley Snipes, and you have X-Men 1 and X2 also. These like early 2000s movies are considered the movies. Like they're considered the movies that like kicked off the current, and then obviously Iron Man, which came later, but they're considered the movies that like kicked off the current era that we're in of like superhero movies being taken like seriously. And it's just like so like I literally be like, I don't care. Like I don't care what like Bob says over on his fucking Twitter account. Like it really doesn't, like it does not matter, Bob. Like it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Like you're not going to be able to remove Spider-Man 1 and 2 from like the film canon. Just like I was saying about Martin Scorsese, like, I don't care. Like, y'all can say whatever y'all want. Like, you're not removing The Godfather from the fucking cinema canon. It's just not gonna happen. Like, not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. They just opened a new fucking movie museum. There's gonna be shit in museums. Like, if they fucking do a superhero movie museum, there's gonna be shit in museums about Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Tobey Maguire. There's gonna be shit in museums X1 and X2. There's gonna be shit in museums on The Dark Knight. Like, y'all can say whatever y'all want. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it literally does not fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Child, he thinks she drunk. So it's just like really hard to like take people's opinions seriously. No, we did not just start. We've been on for a while, Nicole. I'm about 30 minutes in to the holiday calendar. I'm watching on Netflix. Peter is supposed to be likable. Movies have no soul anymore. It's like Seren once said about Adele, all she could hear in that music is production. I feel like that's most all I see in movies nowadays. And you know, that video I did on Adele, that video's like 6 years old. And that video's been getting so many comments. Because like she just came out with some stuff that I guess is like not being very well received. That video's getting so many comments of people being like, man, this video aged well. This is exactly how I feel. Hold on about George Clooney's Batman. I do personally also love George Clooney's Batman because it's very campy and in the spirit of the 60s. Which is why I also feel like I don't give a fuck about motherfuckers' opinions either. Because, like, people's opinions be whack. Like, people's opinions be whack. And, like George Clooney's Batman, especially the one Batman and Robin with Chris O'Donnell and Alicia Silverstone. and Uma Thurman and Arnold Schwarzenegger really took a lot of the campy spirit of the show, the TV show that came out in the 60s. So if you, which I love the 60s Batman show, but it's like if you don't know, if you don't understand that context, or like if you don't understand that inspiration, it's like, not that, I don't know if I would say that the context is necessary. I don't think I'd say that the context is necessary. But like they're specifically going for camp. Like the costumes, like the way the costumes look and the lighting and the makeup and like the way that they depict Gotham. They're not going for like some hyper realistic take, some gritty, like it's campy. Yeah, like it's campy, it's colorful. That's specifically what they were going for. And it's like people don't even watch, they just be like drool, like just watching, just not even really paying attention to what the influence are supposed to be, what the inspiration is supposed to be, like what the film is like actually supposed to be. I don't like it. You don't even understand it. Oh, so he saw it. It's magic. I love his Batman movies. They're so camp and fun. TV shows are great right now. Skateboard P, greater than Andrew Garfield's Skateboard Peter Parker. Hi, Warren. Tobey's Spidey is not shit. The second Spider-Man is iconic. Spider-Man 2 is literally iconic. Like, you can go look at Spider-Man 2 on Wikipedia. Like, it's widely regarded as one of the best superhero films of all time, literally. It's fucking iconic. Yes, Blade came out in 1998. It got the ball rolling. X-Men took it to another stratosphere. And then Spider-Man 1 and 2. Yes, like, those are the films. Like, it's really Blade, X1, X2, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. That really set the stage. And then we got Chris Nolan's Batman trilogy. And then around that same time, we got Iron Man. These are the films that, and it's like I said, like it's so hard, like, because I do consider myself to be a cinephile. And so as somebody that loves film, really, like, and like film history, it's so hard to just like see people talk and they just like, they just talking. Like they just talking, like they don't understand the groundwork that was laid for the movies that are coming out now. Like these movies aren't just coming out just because, like, the movies are coming out because like the groundwork was laid with certain films that came before. And I remember when these movies came out, like because I loved X-Men when I was younger. I mean, I still do. But I remember seeing the first X-Men movie poster and just being like, oh, they're making an X-Men movie. Like, and that's like a vivid childhood memory that I have of just being like, oh my God, 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 oh my God. Like, and just being like mind blown, like watching the movie, just like mind blown. And then like X2, which was like even better, which I still love X2 to this day. That's my fucking movie. Like Nightcrawler and like shit you never seen before. Just like, I can like vividly remember seeing The Matrix for the first time. Vividly remember watching it with my mom. Definitely I was too young to be watching in the movie theater, but my mom took me to the movies with her to go watch it because she really wanted to see it. And I can like vividly remember like sitting in the movie theater and just like watching it, and like that very first scene where Trinity like jumps up. What the fuck? Like never saw nothing like this before in my life. And like I can vividly remember like Blade. I could vividly remember, I seen somebody say Blade 2. Blade 2 is a beautiful horror superhero movie. Guillermo del Toro. Love Del Toro. I can vividly remember watching Blade 2. Like, and like, Jared Novak, his face, like me and my mom still, we like do this all the time. Like his fucking like, the little like line and like his fucking like shit open up and then he's like on you. Like, you know? The films that like set the stage for where we are now. These are films that they literally set the stage for where we are now. Spider-Man 2, when he like saves all of them and his like mask comes off and everybody's like, oh my God, he's just a kid. He's just a kid. You know, people like, there was like power in those moments. Those were the first films that, like, if you go back, like, I was just, because I watched Batman Forever, because, I mean, I watched Batman Returns, because that's a movie that I like to watch around holiday time, Christmas time, every year. And, like, I was rereading Roger Ebert's review, and I normally agree with Roger Ebert. He was my favorite reviewer, but I wholeheartedly disagreed with his review of this film. Batman Returns came out in, like, 1992. Excellent movie, totally misunderstood film. And, like, one thing that Roger Ebert said that always stuck with me was, he said superheroes and noir don't go together. He was like, no matter, which, number one, that makes no fucking sense, because Batman is the world's greatest motherfucking detective. So how you gonna say that fucking Batman and noir don't go together? Roger Ebert, I know you passed away, but you didn't know what you was talking about. You didn't know what you were talking about. You didn't know what you were talking about. Like, this is an example of, like, a film critic, a highly respected film critic, that literally does not know what they're talking about. Like, you try to say that, like, oh, the film doesn't work because Tim Burton is trying to make a noir superhero film, and no matter how much we try, superheroes and noir don't go together. Number one, Batman is noir. Batman was created in the 1930s. It's the world's greatest detective, which is literally, that's noir right there. And, like, you don't understand. Like, you don't understand. You shouldn't be allowed to review this shit. You fucking don't understand. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, we had superhero films that were coming out that were not understood at all. The first one of the movies that the film critics and, like, the mainstream audiences really understood was Spider-Man 2. That was the first one. That they really understood the emotion and the emotional depth that's, like, underneath these superhero stories. It was Spider-Man 2. That was the first one. We would not be where we are right now with films like Black Panther, with films like Captain America Civil War. Like, we would not be here without those films. So to hear somebody, like, people being on Twitter, Tobey Maguire's, but shut the fuck up. You don't even know what you're talking about. Shut up. Shut the hell up. These films you love so much wouldn't even be here. Taxi Driver and Goodfellas are classics. Everyone on Twitter thinks they're professional movie critics. I love Martin Scorsese. The Blade films literally saved the Marvel franchise from going out of business. Yup. I like Val Kilmer's Batman too. My personal favorite Batman is Christian Bale. My second favorite is Michael Keaton. I'm really curious about Robert Pattinson. Yes, that was a cast for the Batman Legacy. I like George's Batman. It was so campy and colorful, and I love Poison Ivy. And I love Batman and Robin because that's just like my childhood. I always loved that one. It was so much fun. I just love campy fun. In 1960s, Batman introduced Black Catwoman as well. Batman and Robin felt like an actual comic book. Hi, Chris. Merry Christmas. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Happy holidays. Also, wasn't Jim Gordon played by Billy Dee? No, actually, that was Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent was played by Billy Dee. He was supposed to be Two-Face, but then they replaced him with Tommy Lee. I feel that's how most folks view movies nowadays. They're just trying to watch, not critique and think. I really appreciate Blade 2 now that I'm older. I always loved Blade 2. I love Blade 2 more than the first one. I loved Blade 2. I loved the themes and the messages. Hi, Mo. About, like, humanity being destructive. Blade did the heavy lifting for real. Blade 2 was a beautiful horror superhero movie. X3 not having Nightcrawler is something I still take great personal offense to. That's why I can't take certain film critics seriously. Movies aren't all made the same, and they portray different themes and tones. Movies should be judged for what they are. I totally agree. Totally agree. Like, people being like, why is Batman and Robin, like, so colorful and, like, cartoony? Because it's camp! Like, they did it that way on purpose. They modeled it after the 60s camp television show. The Matrix in 1999 really changed the game. Yes, I love Pan's Labyrinth too, Alexandra. I love Del Toro. Not gonna lie, the train scene in Spider-Man 2 makes me cry. They all just put his mask back on and lift him up and then hold him up to fight again. Tears. Yes, Brooke, like that scene in that film, that was the one that really changed people's minds. With the idea of like superhero movies can have emotions, superhero movies can be noir, like superhero movies like are quote unquote real. Like that was the film. I will never let go of that. I will never let go of that Batman Returns review of Roger Ebert saying that like superheroes and noir will never go together, because I was just like, tell me you don't know nothing about Batman without telling me you don't know nothing about Batman. Like literally tell me you don't know shit about Batman. You've probably never even heard of Batman before you saw this movie. Without telling me you know nothing about Batman. Like, Batman's literally a noir character. He was literally created in the 1930s as the world's greatest detective. Like, I was just like, my mind is blown. Like, people really review and don't be knowing what they're talking about. And Roger Ebert is literally considered one of the best reviewers of all time. And these were his words also. So I was just like, you just like, can't... Like, the context of what you're watching really matters. Having at least a bare minimum understanding of what you're watching. Otherwise, you're just not going to get it. And of course, you're not going to like it. Batman is noir. Laugh my ass off. Blade did the all black and leather outfits before it was cool. That's a great point. Batman is literally detective. Boom, noir. He's the world's greatest detective. He is the world's greatest detective. That's literally what they fucking call him. Stairs and Watchmen. Hi, Adam. My favorite Batman was the original one with Michael Keaton from, I believe, 1989 with the Joker. Total classic. I loved X2 because in addition to the cinematography, it was the way the plot unfolded. I loved the teases that they gave us of Dark Phoenix, which they still have not managed to translate into a good movie. It's motherfucking 2021, damn near 2022, and they still have not managed to translate Dark Phoenix into a good movie. I just don't understand it. Just don't understand. Gotham is the quintessential noir depiction of a city. That's the whole vibe and formula of Batman. Exactly, Chris. Toby deserves his flowers. Batman Returns is a classic in my book. Batman Returns is a Christmas classic. I don't care. Oh, thank you, Daniel. Super chat. Keep speaking truth to power. Love all your takes. You're a true cinephile. Thank you so much. Much respect. Damn, I didn't know folks trash Toby Spider-Man like that. I feel like it's cool to do because people fuck with Tom Holland, but like, it doesn't matter. They're, like I said, they're not going to remove Toby Spider-Man from the importance of the superhero canon, ever. I've avoided anything from the Batman because I want to go in the movie blind and without any expectations. Blade 2 is a great movie. Batman Returns is the one with Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer playing Catwoman. That's the Christmas one. Yeah. And Blade 2 when those new vampires' whole jaws opened up. So good. Exactly, Brooke. I said earlier, I was like, I still remember like when the line, and then he was just like, rah, then he just like sucked. I went to the Del Toro exhibit a few years ago, and he had like his original sketches of how like it was going to work. Like how Novak's jaw was like going to open. That shit was fucking amazing. I love that movie. I've always preferred Hellboy 2. I've always preferred Blade 2 in a lot of ways, the vampires in Blade 2 to the ones in the first one. Even though I like the movie Blade, the original Blade, overall, more, I've always preferred the vampires and the blood pack in Blade 2 to the first one. Spawn was another great movie. Blade 2 was always my favorite of the series. I appreciated it more after the commentary track. Oh, that's good. Unplugged for a bit, made some life changes. Good. Looking forward to 2022. Batman is the greatest superhero without superpowers. The whole point of Batman is that Batman is like low-key not a hero. Like, so something else that Roger Ebert said in his like Batman Returns review that I really had a problem with he said that superheroes and noir don't go together because the basis of noir is the absence of heroes. And I was just like, oh, I hit my face. And I was just like, you really don't know anything about Batman. Like, you really don't know anything about Batman. Because, like, the whole point of Batman's internal struggle is kind of similar to Daredevil and Punisher, maybe Punisher a little less, is that Batman doesn't feel like a hero. Batman's not really a hero. Like I said earlier, like, Batman is a psychopathic manic depressive that feels like he's, like, low-key one of the villains. That's the whole point. Like, it's literally it's like a noir theme. He's a noir themed comic. Like, he's a dark detective. You know, the themes of noir is like a blurring of good and evil, and themes of, like, light and dark. That is literally fucking Batman. That's what I've always loved about Batman. In Batman Returns, there's even a line where Penguin says to Michael Keaton, he says, "You're just jealous because I'm a real freak and you have to wear a mask." And he says, "Maybe you're right." Like, Batman is not a hero. Batman's not trying to be a hero. Like how you review this whole movie and you just don't know anything. You just got the whole movie wrong. You got the whole movie wrong. You got the whole character wrong. Like, you just don't know the context at all. Spawn was my favorite superhero growing up, bar none. I didn't watch it, New Mutants. I didn't care for it. It didn't look good. And I'm also nowadays, like, I'm not watching shit that doesn't look good to me. Because I just feel like that wastes my time. Like, I'm not watching shit that doesn't look good. I'm not watching shit that doesn't look interesting. I'm not gonna be, like, emotionally bullied. That's not exactly the right phrase, but because I feel like there's an expectation for people to just watch stuff just because, like, oh, coming out, so watch it. I'm not gonna be. I only watch shit that's interesting to me these days. So, hi Khadijah. Time check. I'm at about 50 minutes. She's volunteering at the homeless shelter, taking pictures. She's talking to the two dudes. Look at Quincy hat, chow. The hat has a tail. What is this? I still got this red shit. Oh my god, he spilled his whole popcorn! What the fuck is he holding? A lampshade? What is that? Doing good, Khadijah. I'm watching The Holiday Calendar on Netflix. I got into a debate with my friend about who should play Poison Ivy in a Gotham City Sirens movie. I think that Megan Fox would be excellent in that role. People have decided they want Rihanna. Love Daredevil on Netflix and The Punisher. Some actors fit the original character so well that they're always going to be who your brain identifies them as, and Toby does that with Peter Parker, Eartha Kitt with Catwoman, etc. Yeah, I agree, Chris. Girl, you not getting in. Girl, you late. And I forgot, because I'm a shitty friend. Michael Jai White did the damn thing with Spawn. Makes sense that Batman and Joker are so tied together. They're two sides of the same coin. And they always have been. That's always been the thing with Batman and the Joker. That's why the Joker's always said, like, you can't kill me. You won't kill me. Because I'm you. And you're me. Both are psychotic, but move in different ways. And I've always loved this about Batman. And that's why I'm really looking forward to this Matt Reeves film coming out, The Batman, because it looks like they're just like gonna let my man be the psycho that he always has been. And that's also why my favorite Batman thus far is Christian Bale, because Christian Bale is the American Psycho, and motherfucking Batman is also the American Psycho. And I feel like Christian Bale, like, he brought that unstable energy to Batman. A lot of people, when they play Batman, they like to, like, this was the thing with George Clooney's Batman. They like to play up, you know, like, Batman is like a playboy, like the Bruce Wayne. Like, a lot of people can do Bruce Wayne. A lot of people can do rich playboy Bruce Wayne. Not a lot of people can do unstable, manic depressive Batman. Not a lot of people. And I felt like Christian Bale really had a good handle on that. I liked George Clooney's Batman because, like I said, it was like campy and fun, so it was okay. It wasn't like serious. It wasn't like a dark version, a super dark version. But like I said, my favorite Batman is Christian Bale, the American Psycho. And then my second favorite is Michael Keaton, because I felt like Michael Keaton did a really good job, especially in Batman Returns. In the first Batman as well. I felt like he did a really good job of portraying Batman as like a tortured, like a conflicted soul. Like just a tortured person. Batman is motivated by his parents' murder. Nothing he does comes from a stable mind. I've never really went to see anything that doesn't seem good but just looks flashy. I refuse to watch New Mutants. To be clear, I've only seen the Daredevil show, not Punisher. The Punisher was good, Nicole. I liked it a lot. Shane from Walking Dead was really great as the Punisher. Oh, he's supposed to be the lamp from A Christmas Story. I was like, what is this lampshade? Got it. Oop, Ty is a player. Player. Please, not Rihanna. Please, no. I love Rihanna, but I'm not sure if she can deliver in that role. People need to let Ree go, in my opinion. It's better as a fantasy. I agree, Mo. I agree. Rihanna visually, yes. Acting, no. I have not, Nicole. Hi, Bushy Brows. Christian Bale understood the assignment. Yes. Michael Keaton. Yes, like Michael Keaton brought a certain desperation. Yes, like he was a tortured soul. And I really love watching Batman. You know, Batman Returns to me is like I like Christmas, Halloween. I love Halloween, and I like Christmas, Halloween. I feel like Christmas and Halloween go together. I know that sounds weird, but part of why I like watching Batman Returns at at Christmas time is because it's sort of, you know, it's like a dark Christmas movie, and it takes place at Christmas time, but it's like a very dark period. Like, it's a dark period in Batman's life. It's a dark time in Selena Kyle's life. And I also feel like the holidays can be dark and desperate for people. So I just felt like it really worked. I thought it was very smart. And it was done by Tim Burton, so it makes sense. What's that, some bread? A turkey? Like, in the fucking beginning of Batman Returns, when they first show Michael Keaton, he's sitting in this big-ass room. He's just sitting in a chair in the dark. He's just sitting like this. He's not even saying anything. There's nothing on. There's no lights on. He's just sitting there brooding. Alfred comes in. He's just like... like... I was like... That's my man right there. I just love him so much. Right? He probably is. I like Quincy's coat. Right? That's not even like you. I suck. I feel like some people expect or want Batman to be like Robert Downey and Iron Man. Those would be some more people that don't understand Batman. Like, Batman is not like out here cracking jokes. Like, that's just not. Batman is as smart as Tony Stark, though. But he's just not out here cracking jokes and sarcasm. The Christian Bale Batman was about giving an unstable person an ideology to live by so he won't kill random people like the Joker. Totally agree, exactly. She dumped his ass, Paris. Bruce Wayne is the actual disguise. Yes, and I feel like that's why it's like easier. It's easier for a lot of actors to play the Bruce Wayne character because like the Bruce Wayne character is not real. Like the Bruce Wayne character is not really real. Which I also like that they sort of got into in Batman Begins, like the scene where he's supposed to be having the birthday party. And he's like, I really don't give a fuck about the birthday party. And fucking Alfred, fucking Michael Caine, is like, no, there's a room full of people downstairs that are like here for the birthday party. And he's like, I don't give a fuck about a fucking birthday party. And Alfred's like, he's like, I don't give a fuck about my name. I don't give a fuck about the Wayne name. I don't give a fuck about Bruce Wayne. Like, Bruce Wayne's not real. Like, I want to, like, go do the Batman thing. And Alfred's like, you may not give a fuck, but, like, the Wayne name is, like, not just yours. Like, your parents, like, worked fucking very hard, like, to create some, like, good standing in this fucking city. And they don't fucking deserve this shit you're trying to fucking pull. Like, he does not fucking care. Like, that's not his real life. Like, that's not his real persona. Oh, snap. Bitch about to get a job. Don't give him to him. He's gonna claim that shit for himself. No, do it yourself, Cat Graham. Bruce Wayne is the real mask. Batman is his true face. Batman will never get rid of Joker, and not just because of his no-kill rule. Also, Joker validates Batman's sense that he's on a mission. Last thing I saw Rihanna in was Battleship. Ironically, she was also in Jupiter Ascending, which we were just talking about how terrible it was. But she was barely in it. Yeah, Batman Returns definitely gives that vibe. All right, I'm going to watch it, Nicole. Tim Burton loves Christmas Halloween, too. That scene in Batman Begins where he pulls up with the women in his car and he's acting drunk and a fool. Bruce Wayne is an act. You would never believe that man could be Batman. Exactly, Brooke. That's why I always liked Christian Bale, because Christian Bale is like one of the few actors that was able to do both. And I really think he like really played it like American Psycho, because in American Psycho he's like also he's like a playboy. He's like a power. I think he's like a Wall Street. He's like a trader, like a power broker, and he like wears these expensive suits, and he like does the face. He's doing like the face treatments and the hair, and he's going to the parties, and he's doing this and he's doing that, but he's like also secretly a serial killer. And it's like even to the point where he's like suffering from a psychotic break. And it's to the point where like he tries to tell people and like nobody believes him. American Psycho is like a wild movie. He tries to tell people and like nobody believes him because they like don't believe that this person could also be that person. And I felt like he played Batman like the same exact way. Yep. She's fired now. Like the part where Christian Bale's like in the fountain with the models and they're just like, woo! That was like The Mask. I'm watching the holiday. I'm watching the holiday calendar. Cat Graham, you're unnecessarily taking your anger out on him. Right? He has a point. Like, you're unnecessarily taking your rage out on me right now. Exactly, Brooke. Alfred be like, Master Bruce, you good in here? There's nothing wrong with sitting in the dark brooding. I do it all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. I sit in the dark all the time. Michael Keaton sat alone at the big ass table a lot in the Tim Burton movies. He likes soup quite a bit. Right? He's just there alone in the dark eating soup. If Batman is out here cracking jokes, I mean the Joker done did something. The holidays aren't always... Girl, don't throw that in the garbage. That was your grandma's. Even if you, like, don't believe in it, it makes no sense to throw it away. That'd be stupid. The holidays aren't always some cheery, wonderful time. I love Michael Keaton's Batman. Yeah, Alfred really F Batman up with that line about his daddy's name. Michael Keaton's Batman was too real. Now, that's hard. Michael Caine or Jeremy Irons as Alfred. I like both Michael Caine. So, I saw this, like, question that was, like, going around recently. Somebody was like, who's the best Alfred? Because, like, people always talk about, like, who's the best Batman or who's their favorite Batman. And I was between Michael Caine and Jeremy Irons. I really like Jeremy Irons, but I really like Michael Caine. I like them both. I'm tempted to go with Michael Caine just because Christian Bale is my favorite Batman, and I didn't care for Ben Affleck's Batman at all. I just like Jeremy Irons as Alfred. So I'm, like, tempted to go with the Michael Caine route because I think that was, like, better casting across the board. But I did love Jeremy Irons as Alfred. Definitely after watching American Psycho, it made perfect sense why he was cast as Bruce Wayne in the Nolan movies. I really hope. Right? They knocked on the door. She said, not here. You just answered, so I know you're home. I'm not here. I said I'm not here. I really hope Rob Pattinson gets a trilogy. Also, since I've watched a ton of animated Robins, I'd love to see them expand on the Batman and Robin relationship more in live-action movies. Yeah, I really wanted to see Christian Bale as Batman and Joe Gordon-Levitt as Robin. I really, 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 really wanted to see that. And it ended up not working out for various reasons, but I thought that would have been great. So, Matt Reeves can pull off a trilogy, so I hope he gets one also. I love American Psycho. Oh no, it all went to heck. Rachel be looking at Bruce like, dude, get your shit together. Right. And then turn around and be meeting Batman in the middle of the night, falling in love. Like, girl, if you only knew. Exactly. She was just constantly looking at Bruce like Playboy Bruce, like... my childhood friend Bruce, like, Bruce is only trying to have a good time. Like, Bruce doesn't even care about, like, what's going on in the city. Like, if you only knew. I have not seen the Vampire Diaries, but my best friend, like, loved that show and, like, stand the fuck out of it. But I have not seen it, no. But I know Gia Cat was in it. Hi, Cho-Cho. Loved American Psycho. Can't bring myself to watch the direct-to-DVD sequel with Mila Kunis. The scene in Michael Keaton's Batman where they kidnap old girl and Bruce acts like a whole buffoon and lets them shoot him. That's another example. Like, a man like that couldn't be Batman. Yes. I really liked Michael Keaton a lot. He's like he's really my second fave. So, Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, and I'm real curious about Pattinson. Yeah, Ben Affleck was Batman in the most recent ones. He was Batman. He didn't get his own Batman movie, but he was Batman in Suicide Squad. He was Batman in Batman vs. Superman, and he was Batman in Justice League. Oh, and he was he in Aquaman? He might not have been in Aquaman, but Yeah. He was Batman and Jeremy Irons was Alfred. I imagine you wrote Affleck. Ben Affleck. Affleck. Like the fucking bird. But can we talk about how for the past few months, people have been asking for a release of the original Sucker Punch cut? Justice for Sucker Punch! That's my movie. That's another movie that people did not understand for nothing. Like, people were so determined to, like, not fucking understand that movie. Like, Justice for Sucker Punch. I will never get over people calling Sucker Punch misogynistic. I was like, Sucker Punch is not misogynistic. The whole point of the movie is like to explicitly talk about what women go through in a misogynistic world. That does not make the fucking film misogynistic. Like, are y'all on drugs? Like, the critical thinking is not there. So stupid. Like, it's specifically about, like, these girls going through the system where they're being, like, taken advantage of by men. Dumbasses. That's the whole point of the fucking film, you idiots. They think that there's unreleased cuts of everything nowadays because, which I'm sure there are, because, like, so many of fucking Zack Snyder's films got chopped and screwed by the studios. I personally believe that there's a David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad somewhere. Because I followed the production of Suicide Squad very closely, and there's like whole entire scenes and plot lines and storylines that did not end up in the film. Like, there has to be, even if it's just like a rough cut, a rough first screening, it's somewhere. Like, we film everything on digital. Like, we film everything on digital nowadays. It's not like, you know, it's not like they film that shit on real film and they, like, burn the reels. That shit is sitting on a fucking hard drive somewhere. No one can convince me otherwise. Child, the lens cap is on. Same, I'm down the middle on it. It's harder than favorite Batman. Love the banter back and forth with Jeremy Irons Alfred to Bruce Wayne. Yeah, Jordan Levitt being named Robin really surprised me. It was such a good reveal. Like, I so wish that could have been developed, Nicole. Hi, Mel. I started watching Vampire Diaries because I read the books but had to stop because I couldn't take how they were treating Bonnie. Yeah, I heard they treated Cat Graham like trash. I tried to watch Vampire Diaries when it first came out, but to be honest, I was all vampired out after Twilight and everything else. Don't watch the Vampire Diaries. It's all about two brothers who love each other to death yet can't stop fighting. And Cat Graham never getting her roses ever, despite dying for everyone. Don't get me started about Elena. I love Sucker Punch. I don't know, but it feels like that Bruce going to get Aquaman scene was in 5 different movies. Right? I was like, was he in Aquaman? Like, Ben Affleck's Bruce, like, popped up in a bunch of those movies. Sucker Punch is so visually pleasing. People didn't like Sucker Punch because of the predominantly female cast. I also feel like people did not like the storyline because it was specifically talking about misogynism against women. And I think it made a lot of people that are fucking misogynists uncomfortable. That's, like, I really do. And then I think you have a lot of people that, like, did not think deeply about the movie because they just thought the movie was just going to be just some shoot-'em-up movie with girls in, like, mini skirts with, like, big guns and swords and shit. And then the movie had, like, all these different, like, layers. And people were just like, what the fuck is this? Justice for Sucker Punch. That's all I gotta say about that. That's my movie. And I do agree that, like, the women being in it and, like, the woman-centric aspect, people did not like. I really like Jenna Malone. She was really good. They cut so much of the Joker out in Suicide Squad. I believe the Suicide Squad cut also exists. The Snyder hate really began with Sucker Punch. People were trying to label him misogynistic with that one, which was like so not like, the whole movie was a fucking critique of misogyny, Daniel. I was like, y'all are really stupid. Y'all are really stupid. Like, literally, that's the point of the film. Yeah, they stay doing that in a lot of comic-related shows and movies. They did the same with Titans. They cut out so much that they basically cut 3 to 4 episodes in total. And, like, I want to know where that footage goes. Like I said, like, it's not like it's filmed on real film that they destroy. Everything is filmed on digital, and they make backups of the backups. Like, I know that shit's sitting on a hard drive somewhere. In the Ire cut of Suicide Squad, Diablo lives. Diablo dying didn't make no damn sense because he's literally a fucking fire god. So how would him blowing up and being exploded kill him? No one has ever been able to explain this. It literally makes no sense. And he's like in his god form when they blow him up. He's literally made out of fire. Why would that kill him? Like, I still believe the Ire cut exists and that's just going to come out at some point. Because for years they told us we were never going to get our director's cut of Justice League either. And we did. So, I'm going to patiently wait. I read when they did a screening of Suicide Squad, the viewers thought it was too dark and not funny enough. And they had an issue with Joker and Harley's relationship, so they reworked it. Yes, that's true. Like I said, I followed the production very closely, and that's exactly what happened. And that's how I know that there's a director's cut somewhere, even if it's just a rough screener, because they showed a screener version to audiences. Where's that first screener? Where is it? Stop trying to tell me it doesn't exist. I know it exists. Because those of us that followed the production know that they showed a screener to test audiences. And the test audiences thought that it was too dark and not funny enough. And they didn't like the relationship between Joker and Harley because they felt like the relationship was abusive. Again, this is when I say people are giving opinions on shit they know nothing about. Because Joker and Harley's relationship is abusive in the comics. It's a dark relationship with him beating on her and stuff like that. And I've seen clips from scenes where he smacks her. I have literally seen the behind the scenes production photos of scenes of Jared Leto smacking the shit out of Margot Robbie. I've seen them with my own eyes. So I know there were scenes of him beating on her because they were depicting their relationship the way it's depicted in the comics. But the audiences didn't like that. So they cut all that stuff out. It's Harley and Joker. I don't understand. Like, people just be watching shit and they just be like, I don't like it. Like, you don't even know what it is. You don't even know what it is. I know there's a first screener. There's an Ire cut of that shit somewhere that has all the Joker scenes and all the Joker Harley scenes and all the shit that got cut out. It was a totally different plot. It was a totally different plot where Joker was the primary antagonist. And he was in an abusive relationship with Harley. But the audiences didn't like that. Because, again, they felt, the test audiences, they felt like it was too dark. It was not funny. They didn't like that this abusive relationship was, like, the center of the film. So they basically cut the whole film. They chopped and screwed it. And at the last minute, they, like, made up this plot line about Enchantress. Because Enchantress was mostly CG. So they were able to, like, create new scenes and with her as the primary antagonist. And I still enjoyed Suicide Squad. I know a lot of people didn't. You guys know how I feel about Suicide Squad. I did review it on the channel. I love Suicide Squad. It scratched the itch for me, and I really enjoyed the casting and the chemistry between the cast members. But I know that they chopped and screwed the movie, and that's not the movie it was supposed to be. And I know there's a first cut. There's a screener somewhere, and I want to see it. Anyways. Yeah, I heard Jared was pissed because they had enough scenes of him as Joker to make his own Joker movie, allegedly. He was supposed to be the main antagonist of the movie. They cut everything. They made it a totally different movie. I'm not gonna laugh at this lady in the lens cap because that would have been me. Hi, Nia. Hi, Phoenix. Sucker Punch is dope as fuck. You have all the tools you need. Now fight. Right, Daniel. Exactly. Jen Malone has been acting for a minute, low-key a young great. You know, she had to sue her mom because her mom stole all her money. She had to sue her mom when she was like 14 to get her money back, and she sued for emancipation from her parents. Because when she was a child actress, her parents were stealing from her. Isn't that terrible? We got a campaign to get those cuts. Let's do it. I really liked how Sucker Punch talked about how abusive men will call their female victims crazy. Yep, they locked her up in the insane asylum. How men will use their positions and place in society to force their way onto women. Yes, like the whole movie, Sucker Punch, was like a meditation on misogynism against women in society. And people were like, the movie's misogynistic. Like, what? What? Snyder's a misogynist. I was like, how did that... Whoosh! Like, how did you miss the point? It's really good, Chris. You should watch it. I've been meaning to watch Sucker Punch. Like, Houseway. Joker and Harley are abusive. They're not relationship goals. They're an example of toxicity. Also, in the novelization of David Ayer's Suicide Squad, Enchantress makes a deal with Steppenwolf, and those bubblehead creatures were supposed to be parademons. In the comics, Joker beat the hell out of Harley Quinn. They're one of the most toxic relationships in DC history. People that don't know this have never read the comics. Also, it's Suicide Squad. It's supposed to be dark. Hello, welcome to Joker and Harley. Last minute changes are oftentimes not the way to go. Yeah, I didn't agree with the Enchantress casting or how they made her the main villain. I enjoyed Suicide Squad. I went to the movies by myself to see it, but watching, I could tell they changed a lot. Yeah, they literally inserted a ghost character. Yes, Mar, like they literally did. Like, for example, I know for a fact that in the original cut of Suicide Squad, Joker pushes Harley out of the helicopter. And that was taken directly from a scene in the comics. That was taken directly from something that happens in the comics when Joker pushes her out of a window. And even, like, the framing of, like, her falling and stuff. But people didn't like that. So they changed it to he saved her, he rescued her, and then Amanda, like, shot the helicopter down, and Harley, like, accidentally falls out. That is not how it was supposed to happen. Like, how y'all just changing stuff like that? Like, you're changing the whole tone of, like, shit that's fucking occurring. It's literally, like, chopped and screwed footage. Because they're using footage that they already have, but they're just like literally like chopping it up and like mixing it up and just like filming a little scene here, filming a little scene there, throwing some CG in here, throwing some CG in there, and trying to like make the scene something else. Like, of course this shit's gonna look fucking chopped and screwed. Just let it be what it is. Like, let David Ayer make his movie. Well, they were supposed to do... Ori said Harley really is at her best in the comics when she's mixing it up with Poison Ivy and not under Joker's thumb, though. They were supposed to do a Gotham City Sirens movie, which they greenlit, and then that shit didn't go anywhere either. Like, they... I don't know what's going on with Gotham City Sirens. They did Birds of Prey first instead. And then they did The Suicide Squad. And I don't know what's up with Gotham City Sirens. I still would like a Gotham City Sirens film. Now that we've gotten a few more movies. I didn't want one right after Suicide Squad, but I really enjoyed Birds of Prey a lot. And now that they're introducing Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, I think it'd be interesting to see a Gotham City Sirens with Margot and Zoe and somebody as Poison Ivy. And the movie was greenlit and everything. And just stalled out. I don't blame Jared for being mad. He did all that work preparing for the role, only for them to cut him out of most of the movie. And now he's going to be Morbius, which I've seen the trailer for recently. Yeah, her interactions with Ivy were gold. Cara Delevingne can't act for shit, but she browse. Sucker Punch is straight from Cider himself, the concept and story. I knew Joker was crazy when he pushed her out the window in the comics. Exactly, Nia. Him pushing her out the window, that's what they were doing a reference to. He was supposed to push her out the helicopter. She wasn't supposed to fall. Like, accidentally fall. There's a whole episode in the animated Batman series where the Joker throws Harley ass out a window. He put her in a body cast and she was down bad. But then he sent her flowers with an apology, and that was that. Remember in the comics when Harley beat the hell out of Joker with that steel bat? They were both very toxic and beating the shit out of each other. Suicide Squad was revisionist editing for sure, Mar. Suppression editing. Gotham City Sirens sounds like a pretty movie title. That's the name. They have their own run. Gotham City Sirens. They have their own run. It's Catwoman, Harley, and Poison Ivy. Like, they have their own comic run. That's what it's called. Gotham City Sirens. And they said they were going to make a movie. There's a difference between depicting something in movies and the movie actually condoning those actions. Right. People don't understand what they watch. Exactly. I loved Birds of Prey. Hi, Kyrie. Merry Christmas. You can help me wrangle the kids. Now she's like finally getting the fucking way the calendar works. Girl, you're obviously supposed to be with Quincy. Took you long enough. I mean, they wasted Jared's time. I could only imagine his frustration. He's like, child, I could have been touring with 30 Seconds to Mars. Y'all wasting my time. I don't know if I'm gonna watch Morbius. Is Morbius a standalone film? It's like not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If it's a standalone film, I'll see it. I do like Jared Leto. I'm not gonna watch it if I have to watch 13 movies before and after, though. No. Yeah, the Batman animated series portrays Joker's and Harley's relationship very accurately. I love the episode when Ivy comes in and persuades her. It's so good. I want a new standalone Catwoman movie like yesterday. I wonder if they do and if they'll keep Zoe. I think Zoe and Margot Robbie could have like interesting chemistry. I don't know who would be Poison Ivy is the thing. I don't know who would be Poison Ivy if they did a Gotham City Sirens movie. We were talking about Sucker Punch, but no, we didn't watch it. I'm watching this movie called The Holiday Calendar on Netflix, but it's almost to the end. We were talking about movies that were misunderstood and that we want a director's cut for. So Sucker Punch was brought up and also Suicide Squad. Who is her grandpa? Who is her grandpa? He is somebody. What's his name? Yeah, he did, Chris. Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman. Battinson, is that what they're calling him? Battinson. Is in a different continuity than Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, Batfleck. They'd have to do some stuff with the universes first before they could hope to make sense. I feel like if they had kept those scenes of Joker doing Harley bad and Suicide Squad, Harley and Birds of Prey going out on her own and letting Joker go would have paid off so much more. Exactly! Like, especially if that's the storyline y'all are going to go with anyway, that he fucking kicked her out and all this other stuff that happened. Like, y'all might as well have just left their fucking relationship how it was. So stupid. Instead, y'all try to end with this, like, you know, quote-unquote happy ending of him coming to get her just for fucking him to kick her out. Like, y'all might as well have left it how it was. The studio had no faith in the movie. Morbius is part of the Venom universe. Oh, Tom Hardy. Bane. Okay. Maybe. I didn't see Venom, and I didn't see this most recent one either, Carnage. I mean, if I don't have to see fucking Venom first for Morbius to make sense, I'm just like, I'm not trying to get roped into like a project of like, if I watch Morbius, I have to see fucking Venom part 1 and 2, and then like I have to watch a bunch of other movies. I just want to see just one film. Like, if I wanted to fucking get roped into like a 25-part series, I'd watch television. I'd just watch a TV show. Oh, there they go. So cute. Fan cast Poison Ivy? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If we're fan casting with Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, I don't like anyone. I've seen some people say they want like an Asian poison, like if they do Gotham City, like a Gotham City Sirens film, that they would like an Asian Poison Ivy, and I think that could be interesting. Like a white Harley, an Asian Poison Ivy, and a black Catwoman. And I think that would kind of be like an interesting, but I have no one in mind. Like, no one comes to mind. No, we already said not Rihanna. Look, Energy Witch said Rihanna can be Poison Ivy. No, we already said not Rihanna. I said I know people are obsessed with Rihanna. People are truly obsessed with this idea of Rihanna as Catwoman. Like, it's an obsession. It's like really weird. It's like one of those ideologies that just like really took hold in popular culture. Just like when you'd be like, who should play Storm? And people would be like, Angela Bassett. And you'd be like, Angela Bassett's like 60. Like, no shade on Angela Bassett because I love Angela Bassett. But like, can we like release, just because something is like a mainstream idea doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea or that it works. Can we like release these ideas? Like the same names constantly pop up. Child, he's not even broke. Girl, you've been dogging out a rich nigga the whole movie. He fucking bought the studio for her. See, he rich. He says, girl, I'm a big deal. I'm a big deal in the travel vlogging industry. I bought it for you. And you've been dogging him out the whole movie and treating him like shit. That's nice. Oh, that's so cute. They love each other. Right in the feels. Right in the feels. Right here. Quincy's good. This is the first thing I ever seen him acting in. He's not a bad actor. Magic Calendar Gallery. Josh Barton and Abby Sutton. At the very least, Morbius is part of the Venom universe. There was a street painting of Spider-Man in the trailer, so who knows? I have no thoughts, Daniel. Look, Mel put not Rihanna with the skulls. No, not Rihanna. Jessica from True Blood could be a good Poison Ivy. Fuck Karen from Daredevil. No. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I can't even fucking watch True Blood. Well, I already have my own problems with True Blood, which we're not getting into True Blood. But I can't even watch the season of True Blood that I did motherfucking previously enjoy because Karen from Daredevil, I will never be able to watch her in anything again. That was a cute movie. It just went off. I will never be able to watch her in anything again because I will never get over her fucking killing Ben. Ever. 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 Karen from Daredevil is a motherfucking Karen. Is this them? Is this them singing, Nicole? It is a nice song. Is it him? Is it Kat and Quincy? It sounds like them. Let me finish these comments. The way y'all saying Morbius, I'm thinking Loki's Morbius. Speaking of Venom, them Venom movies aren't doing anything for me. Yeah, another set of films I have not seen. I really feel like Megan Fox would make an amazing Ivy. She could take inspiration from her personal experiences in Hollywood that happened to her in the early 2000s. They should have shown their real relationship in the Suicide Squad movie, which was both constantly beating the hell out of each other and being two complete psychopaths. That's what they were going to do. But the audiences were like, we don't like it. It's too dark. It's not funny. Idiots. A cinematic version of Flashpoint will fix a lot of issues. I'm just saying. I mean, I did hear that Flashpoint. I did hear that Flashpoint. I don't know how true this is, but I did hear that the Flashpoint storyline is supposed to come up in this Ezra Miller Flash movie that they have coming out, which I recently saw a poster for. I have no clue though what the plot. I have no idea. The whole Birds of Prey movie was about all these women being done bad by these horrible men and then reclaiming their time. They could have just left Joker just as he was then. Yeah, I'm not feeling it, Daniel. No. I have a list of people who I'd want to see as Poison Ivy. If they go with the Asian Poison Ivy, then maybe Jamie Chung. Oh, yeah, maybe Jamie Chung. She was good in Sucker Punch. She could work. She can do action. Maybe that's why. I don't watch Batwoman. Maybe that's why people want an Asian. There's an Asian actress playing a character that's a version of Poison Ivy on that Batwoman show on the CW. She's pretty good. Oh, maybe that's how, like, Poison Ivy got into the conversation. Jamie Chung, she was in Sucker Punch. I could see it. The tall British Asian actress comes to mind. Forget her name. There's an Asian actress that I like as Ivy. Right, Nicole? I wish I had a cute rich friend who was secretly in love with me. Oh, Gemma Chan. Yeah, she is in Eternals. She is in Eternals. She was really good in this movie I saw recently called Let Them All Talk. I did like her a lot. Gong Li as Poison Ivy. An Asian Poison Ivy would be interesting, but I hope whatever white man is involved in the making of the film doesn't turn her into the Dragon Lady trope. Happy holidays, Sketchnificent. She should have listened to her grandpa earlier, LaKenya. My favorite character from True Blood, Lafayette, of course. True Blood, we can't get into True Blood. We can't get into True Blood. Right, it sounded like them, right, Paris? It sounded like Quincy and Kat. I didn't have the urge to see Venom in theaters. Wasn't impressed when I saw it on TV. Megan Fox seems cool and all, but her acting isn't the greatest. Her peak for me was Jennifer's Body. If Megan Fox was a better actress, I'd say her for Poison Ivy. Originally, Snyder was going to conclude his five-story arc with Flashpoint to reset the universe, and the studio could do whatever they want after that. Yeah, I heard... I'm curious, because I did hear that Flashpoint... is going to play a role in this Ezra Miller film. And they recently did the DC crossover, which had Ezra and Grant Gustin crossing paths. So there's, like, rumors that scene, but from Ezra Miller's perspective, might be in the movie. There's a lot of rumors about what the plot of this Flash movie is going to be. So, I don't know. There could be some kind of reset. I don't know. We'll see. If there was a reset of some kind and they managed to get a Gotham City Sirens movie off the ground, I'd be interested. So let me finish up these comments, then I'm gonna go. No, Sketchnificent, we already said no, Rihanna is Poison Ivy. You see? Everybody says Rihanna. It is so weird. It is like a worm crawled up in people's brains that every single time we say Poison Ivy, it's like the worm says, Rihanna, Rihanna, Rihanna. And that same worm crawled up inside people's brains so that every time we say, who should play Storm, they'd be like, Angela Bassett, Angela Bassett, Angela Bassett. Like, it's so interesting how, like, it's really interesting. Like, it's really interesting. Like, ideas really, like, take place. Like, they really, like, they root. It is so interesting. Like, collective consciousness. Because people always say Rihanna as Poison Ivy, and they always say Angela Bassett as Storm. It's going to be like 100 years now. We're going to be like, who should play Storm? And they're going to be like, they should resurrect Angela Bassett. Who should play Poison Ivy? They should resurrect Rihanna and have her play it. It's like such an interesting thing. It's just really interesting. I know you just got here, Sketchnificent, so you like missed the earlier conversation, but I literally said, I was like, whenever we start talking about Poison Ivy, people always say Rihanna. They always bring up Rihanna. Like, this is like something that people have been saying for years. It's like people don't even think of anybody else. Like, they just like say her name. Like, just like word vomit. They just like say her name. A True Blood reboot. Ciao, bye. I love Tara and her cousin Lafayette. Lafayette was it. Everything. May he rest in peace in real life. Don't get me started on Lafayette. You gonna eat my food the way I fucking make it. That's the part right there. Who ordered the AIDS burger? Everything up in this motherfucker got AIDS. So if you come in here, you gonna eat my food the way I fucking make it. Tip your waitress. It's my guy. True Blood was my shit. Call me crazy. I could see Rihanna as Poison Ivy. We won't call you crazy. Let Them All Talk. Yeah, it's a film with Meryl Streep and Gemma Chan is in it. It takes place on a boat on a cruise ship. Some other people in it too. I just can't think of their names. I don't know if you saw French Exit, but the son from French Exit, he's in it, playing Meryl Streep's nephew. A lot of people are in it. It's a very interesting film. I love True Blood. I didn't watch Daredevil, and don't watch it, and don't watch it. It's the Twitter worm, bushy brows. It's the Twitter worm that crawls up. This Rihanna agenda. That worm is wrong. I don't think Angela should play Storm because now she's T'Challa's mother. That's just another name that I feel like got like associated with a character. Like I really feel like Rihanna's name got like associated with Poison Ivy, and I just feel like Angela Bassett's name got like associated with Storm. Even though you'd be like, I don't think she can play Storm now. Like, it's just been too long. Like, we need to think of somebody else. People will always say Angela Bassett. It's like a verbal tick. It's like a verbal tick. It's just an interesting thing that happens. In some iterations, Poison Ivy has green skin, but in some she doesn't. I feel like it's a stylistic choice. In Batman and Robin, she does not have green skin. But sometimes in the comics she does, so. And, like, Poison Ivy is not also always Pamela Isley either, so it would just be a choice. I don't know. We'll have to see. The AIDS burger line is goated. In some right, Bushy Brows just said in some universes she has green skin. There's multiple takes on Ivy. Yeah, so it would just be whatever they decide. Maybe she doesn't have to have green skin. She's not supposed to have green skin. In some versions she does, in some versions she doesn't. Maybe in some versions, but not originally. The new Storm needs to be someone new. Rihanna did that Poison Ivy costume and it was a wrap ever since. Okay, so I just got to the bottom. Propaganda. This was a nice stream. That was a fun, cute movie. I had never seen it before. Hopefully everybody had a great day yesterday and you're enjoying your holidays if you celebrate the holidays, or just, you know, having a good time if you don't celebrate the holidays. Thanks for tuning in for this stream. This will be the last stream. I might do another video, I think, this week. So I'm not sure, but this also might be the last video of the year. I'm not sure. We'll see. But if I don't see you guys, happy holidays. Happy 2022 coming. Only a few days left in the year. Hopefully you guys are happy and healthy and safe. And I will see you guys later. Bye.